Welcome back to the Plus Money Podcast, your home for the best soccer bets in 15 minutes or less. I'm Andrew Passaro. We've got another short episode of the pod this week. It's an FA Cup weekend, which means for this episode, it's much like that box of chocolates from Forrest Gump. You never know what you're going to get. We got 3 days of action to bet on, but until then, make sure you're following us on Twitter and Instagram for our latest picks. If you aren't following me on Twitter, you missed 2 picks today. I had Barcelona and under 3.5 as they took on Las Palmas, getting a last-second winner from the penalty spot, and Bilbao moneyline as they beat Sevilla away. So if you didn't get those, it means you didn't have a winning Thursday. Let's go to the weekend, and any good weekend starts on a Friday afternoon, which is why we are going to Wolves taking on Brentford. Brentford are down in the dumps. They are just getting beat around left and right. They're really injured, and I don't think they're going to prioritize this competition. This Wolves team has been hot. Whether or not they can make a run in the FA Cup is a whole other conversation. They're about to lose at least one key player to the Asia Cup. That being said, I still think they will handle Brentford rather easily. I like Wolves' money line at Brentford plus 180, and I do like their team total over 1.5 at plus 190. They've scored 2 or more in 3 straight, and Brentford have given up 2 or more in 3 straight. So we're taking the team total. Let's move down, and we're going to stay on Friday. We're going back to a team that wronged us last week. We're going back to Serie A. We're taking Bologna money line against Genoa. This is our second swing at Bologna. They've been, for the most of the season, a top 6 side in Serie A. We have not been profiting off of them. That's going to change. We are going to make money off of Bologna, so we're taking them money line plus 105 against Genoa. This one's at home. I will say Genoa aren't a scrub side. They held Inter to a 1-1 draw. They held Juve to a 1-1 draw. Both of those were on the road. Both of those were at home. So still a good side regardless. Obviously, Juve and Inter trying to win Serie A this season. Let's go to Saturday. One of the biggest rivalries in English soccer is happening. And this is why the FA Cup is so great, because you have teams that aren't, crosstown rivals, whatever, that don't get to play each other that often because they're not in the same division. And it's exactly what's happening when Sunderland are hosting Newcastle. The Tyne-Wear derby, huge derby. These two fan bases absolutely hate each other. And I this is a throw the record books type of game out. So anything can happen, which is why we're going to over 2.5 and both teams to score minus 110. If you want extra juice, take the over 2.5 and over 7.5 corners plus 111. Newcastle stink right now. They gave up the most XG in the Premier League era to Liverpool last week, or earlier this week on New Year's Day. Great game for Liverpool. Newcastle don't look good. They look ragged. Eddie Howe kind of maybe starting to be on the hot seat. I don't think Newcastle would fire him because I don't think there's a better manager that they can bring in. That being said, the England job would be the perfect job for Eddie Howe, personally. I don't think they'll move on from Eddie Howe, but he needs this victory. Newcastle need a trophy. The FA Cup, they're out of the League Cup. I think the easiest way for them to get their first trophy in 60-some-odd years is going to be in either the League Cup or the FA Cup. They may sneak into Europa Conference League next year, and we'll see what happens there. But for Newcastle, I think this is a must-win. So those are my 2 props there. I do have a Saturday all-day parlay, or most of the day parlay. We're starting early. All 3 of these teams are on the road, which is we're flirting with disaster there. But taking Leicester at Millwall, Brighton at Stoke, and Villa at Middlesbrough. Remember that Middlesbrough have the League Cup semifinals to focus on, so I don't think they're going to be playing a full squad. Villa will probably be rotating their team, but I think that Villa's backups have to be able to beat Middlesbrough's backups. Staying on Saturday, let's go back to Serie A. Fiorentina is traveling to Sassuolo. Fiorentina money line plus 115. They are missing one of their key players in Nico Gonzalez. But Sassuolo aren't a great squad. This is another top 4 Serie A side traveling to a bottom of the table. Not they're the worst team in the league. They're right outside the relegation zone. You're getting a plus number. I'm going to take the plus 115 there. Sunday. It's Liverpool. It's Arsenal. This one's at the Emirates. I'm going to take Liverpool money line plus 240. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm going to take it. I'm legally and morally obligated to bet Liverpool money line anytime you get them at a plus 200 number. They're plus 240 money line right now. This is too good of a team to not take that number at any away ground that's not the Bernabeu and it's not the Etihad. Anywhere else in the world, well, you know what? Barcelona's not playing at the new camp right now because of construction. So there aren't many places that I'm not going to take Liverpool money line plus 240. These are going to be rotated squads. It has to be. Liverpool are obviously losing two key pieces in Endo and Mo Salah. I'm still going to roll the dice. Should you guys? Probably not. Probably wait until lineups come out. I think Liverpool are going to take an absolute punt on the FA Cup because you're in the semifinals of the League Cup, you're into the round of 16 of Europa League, and you are on top of the Premier League table in a year that you weren't supposed to be. I'm still going to roll the dice. I will say for the whole weekend, I'm not putting a full unit on pretty much anything, except for maybe the Wolves plays on Friday. Those are the two that I like the most. I also kind of like their team total at plus 172, over 1.5 goals, plus 172. Arsenal, they have to take this seriously. I think Liverpool are going to take this seriously. In an alternate universe, Liverpool get a penalty against Arsenal for Odegaard, and Trent scores that breakaway, and Liverpool won that game 3-1. We get the game of the year. We didn't get the game of the year. I don't think it's crazy to say that Liverpool scored twice. We saw Fulham score twice. Mind you, it was at Fulham, but you know what? I'm gonna roll the dice. I'm fully expecting to lose both of these. These are me betting as a fan. Is this financially the best decision you can make for the weekend? No, that's my Wolves play on Friday. But these are the plays for Liverpool on Sunday. I want to have fun watching the game. I'll cook up some kind of parlay. So watch the Twitter at Andrew Passaro. Watch the Instagram at Andrew Passaro. Watch the Plus Money accounts at the Plus Money Pod on Twitter and Insta. If you're following on YouTube, please hit subscribe. Please hit like. I told you guys it'd be a quick one. We're done. It's a cup weekend everywhere. You got cup games in France, cup games in Spain. What a waste of a weekend. I mean, thank God Serie A's got at least real games going on, but we do what we can, survive in advance. I'll catch you guys next week. Let's stay positive.